Hi everyone. For context of this video, I'm currently on a business trip, and so I'll call this something like Hotel HEMA or something like that. But I just got back from work, so I'm still dressed for the field, and I have very limited space for this messer lesson, so I'm going to go ahead and set my wonderful simulator aside, and I'm going to go ahead and use my field knife. So, one thing that I want you to do, or should say what this lesson is going to be about, it's going to be about flowing and crashing with messer. Importantly, there's going to be a lot of wrist activity. So what I want you to do is be sure that you're making sure that your wrists are nice and loose. Be sure that your forearm is nice and loose, nice and flexed. You want to be feeling that tension all the way up to your elbow. Once you're nice and loosened up, take your simulator. I want you to do either a saber grip or a handshake grip, and I want you to flex your messer back and forth, or messer equivalent back and forth, to work your forearm muscles, because these are where you're controlling those, right? So this is us working on building those muscles so that way we can perform this action reliably in a moment. Once you get tired with that, switch to a thumb grip, like so, and a windshield wiper. The deeper, the better. Want to have as much range of movement with this action with one hand as possible. Should be able to at least get to there and to there. Everything else is kind of irrelevant. Alternate between those up until you feel a mild fatigue 3 to 5 times. Once you do that, we're going to work on a sort of solo drill form. So I want you to imagine that you have cuts coming in from one of each of the 4 quadrants, and I want you to parry point up. Simple displacement. Boom, 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 boom. Pass your foot from the lead shoulder, pass the opposite foot back as you parry. Once you get comfortable doing that, have the opposite foot forward. So let's say here, and then here, here, here. Make sense? So you want to be able to have either foot forward no matter what parry you're performing. Once you get through those comfortably, you're going to do the same thing as the basic one, the first one that we did, and then whatever quadrant you're in, whatever side that you're in, the other side you're going to pretend there's a thrust coming in. So you're going to do the equivalent of a Krum Pao. Boom, like so. Switch into thumb grip as you do so. So you're switching from your handshake or your saber grip into thumb grip as you perform this action. Boom, crash down, and then lead it into a thrust. Flow in. So, boom, crash down, flow in. Let's try to take a step back so you can see the blade better. Crash down, sabe stepping. So this is the center line. I'm taking it by not only displacing their weapon, but I'm also changing where the center line is. Boom, flow in. I do it on the other side. Boom, flow in. Boom, flow in. Boom, flow in. If you have a partner, great. If not, no worries. I just want you to practice getting those movements down so that way you can better implement them in sparring. Cool. Have a good evening.